Just days ago, construction crews were building a wall that stands between part of the U.S. and Mexico. Tonight, under an executive order from President Joe Biden, that work has been paused. The construction was part of a campaign promise from former President Donald Trump and also a key piece of his immigration agenda. But now, billions of dollars of work remains unfinished. News Nation correspondent Marky Martin is live at the U.S. Mexico border in Pharr, Texas, with our report tonight. Marky?
Yeah, good evening. You know, it was only 2 weeks ago when we were here last covering President Trump's final trip to the border. And when he was here, he gave a speech. He was touting the more than 400 miles he had built during his administration. Today, however, it's a very different story, with President Biden pressing pause on this project. And as of today, that work came to a halt.
We drove across the southern border on Wednesday, from McAllen down to Hidalgo and over toward Alamo, to scope out the wall along this swath of Texas. What we found was quiet.
Yeah, all along the border, you see these newer sections of the wall mixed in with the older chain link fence, barbed wire. There are no people, no equipment. It's pretty quiet here today.
We rounded this hill into a barren construction site a few miles away from the first. Only a couple cranes and front-end loaders left standing. Remaining contractors didn't want to talk with us, but locals did.
Well, I'm actually against it because there's too many people that have dreams, you know, they want to live a better life.
No. I totally wish you'd build more of it, finish up the project.
It's steel, it's concrete inside the steel.
Just 2 weeks ago, President Trump speaking at the wall's 450th mile in Alamo, praising his promise of a barrier between the United States and Mexico. But during his first day in power, President Biden ordering all wall construction to come to a stop within a week. One of his 17 executive orders he signed on day one. Today, that clock ran out.
I want the border to win.
Javier lives in Mission, Texas. He says he and loved ones have waited for this day and admits his relatives cross back and forth illegally for work and family.
A lot of people do that here, yes. Not just my family, but just a lot of people do that here. And I have friends that also have family that do the same thing.
Just cross back and forth.
That cross back and forth.
Stopping the wall is going to be a hindrance.
Ray Molina runs an exporting business in Pharr, Texas. He feels differently, fearing what a flood of illegal immigrants might do to the local economy.
I'm not against illegals. I just don't believe that we should cater to anything that's illegal. Currently, under the administration, they're favoring illegals more than they are American citizens. We are second class now.
We reached out to U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials who declined to go on camera, but told News Nation in a statement, CBP, in coordination with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, has suspended wall construction projects except for activities that are safety related. All projects are in compliance with the president's proclamation.
Now, we can tell you, we know there were about $10 billion allotted in border wall contracts, and President Biden has reportedly asked his administration to spend the next 2 months figuring out how much it would cost to cancel some of those contracts, and also whether or not they could spend some of that remaining money and redirect it towards other border wall or border features, I should say, and technology such as roads, crossing signs, and signals and sensors. Reporting live in Pharr, Texas tonight, Marky Martin, News Nation.